Okay. Have you started recording?
Sections and come up
Let's
with
see here.
ideas, right? And then
Okay.
you guys okay? Do you want me to create some services? That's fine.
Okay. The first thing.
Okay,
Okay,
it
I'm here.
is recording. Yep.
Okay. I'm just hearing a lot of background noise. I can't really hear.
Hold on. Maybe.
Are we good?
Yep.
Okay. So first thing you have to do is go into Dyna license, and then you have to request a network license here. Once you get the license file, install it on your remote machine. Then go into settings. This part is what you're interested in, remote host execution. Make sure you specify the host name. If it's Linux, then toggle this button. The part where username, SSH key file, those things need to be set up by your IT department. Unless you are the system admin for your remote tower machine. When you execute your job, if you want to run it as local, now LSRun will try and check if the license is if there is any remaining license, and then it will access the license through the network and then run it on your local. Now if you want to run it on your tower, just say remote, and then it will try to run the job on the remote tower machine, right? More if you need more instructions, LSRun has a very good help documentation. If you scroll down to remote execution, this will tell you exactly what you need. Does it make sense? Everyone's clear?
Yes, as one question. Because we are physical CPU is 16. If you do this, we still can run 32 cores or not? Because
Well,
we just have,
no. If your tower has 32 CPUs, then you can access 32.
yeah.
Otherwise, you can't. But what this
Okay.
will do is you can split the license, right? So Samuel, you and Brad can run 16 at the same time
It's one machine or two machine?
on your own laptops.
Individual machine, right?
Individual machines, but it's connecting to the tower for a license check.
Oh, okay. You means if we run on the local, the CPU will be run my laptop or still running on the on the on the remote tower.
If you select local in this
Yeah.
option, it will take the CPUs from your local machine.
Okay.
If you say remote, then it's
Okay.
going to run it on your remote machine.
Okay, I got a question, Hurry.
Yes.
If I understand that if I'm submitting the job on the tower, although I have 35 CPU, but machine is limited to 16 core,
Right.
so it's going to be 16 core. Now, if I'm submitting the job in my laptop, although my laptop doesn't have the LS Dyna loaded into it, but I can still make my laptop do the CPU thing. Am I correct? Remember, my laptop is not loaded with LS Dyna at all.
No, you
Only,
cannot. No, I
only
know what you're
hardware,
saying. I know what
right?
you're
Only
saying.
hardware that has LS
Correct.
Dyna is the tower.
No, it's not going to do that. You are trying to see if the remote machine is going to access your computer CPUs and split the job and run. No, it can't do that.
It can or cannot.
It cannot.
It cannot. So basically, then my question is actually today. Let me elaborate a little bit. Today, from our laptop, I can remotely access. I don't have to be hardware connected to the tower. I can be anywhere. I can remotely log into the tower and submit my LS Dyna job. So I can do it remotely right now, but it has to run on the tower because that's where the LS Dyna's software is loaded. So now the one of the main question that I have that I was told that when even remotely we submit a job to tower, it can run only one job at a time. And if we submit the second job when one job is running, if I submit the second job, is is gonna be thrown away. It's not gonna be in the queue also. So I like to know how to have the when you submit the LS run, when you submit the LS and a job through LS run, what do you call app, and we submit multiple jobs when one is running, so that other jobs can remain on the queue and they'll run automatically one when one gets finished. Is there any way to do that?
Well, your dialogue then. This dive is like this. You want to be open. You've got your dialogue.
Sorry, if you're talking, you're on mute.
This is
I'm sorry?
dialogue open. This view be
No, you should be
You
able
are
to queue
on
the
mute.
job.
beginning into all kinds of.
Okay. How do I queue the job? I see the LS run on your screen, but when I submit the job, how do I queue it? How do I put it in a queue?
There is a button here. This is called
Okay.
job dependency.
Okay.
If you for now you can set it to -1. So once the running job finishes, the next job will start running.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
That's the queue. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
But the
put it
part
-1.
but the part where you say that if you submit an additional job, it doesn't sit in the queue and it gets deleted,
Right.
that I do not get it. Who issued your license?
Actually, no, this I didn't verify that. It was told to me by Rich, who is our IT. He's our IT person. He was
Okay.
telling me that I can submit only one job at a time. I didn't verify that. So right now you're showing that in LS Run app, I do have the option to put it in the queue. That's fine. I'm all
Right.
set then. So
Okay.
we can submit multiple jobs and it's gonna be in the queue. But
Right.
the other question is, when I submit the job to Tower, the first job is gonna take up entire core to run. Am I correct?
That's correct. Well, if you set to the max CPU, for
Right,
example,
right,
your tower is 16, you set n CPU equal to 16, then it
right.
will use up all the CPUs.
16. So okay, so basically, if the job is small, somebody should choose maybe if the machine has 35, then if somebody has smaller job, if the two jobs are smaller, we can submit with maybe 15 core, am I right? Or 16 core each, and both of them should be able to run simultaneously if the machine has that capability.
That's correct.
Okay, good, good, good.
Do like the first section.
I think this is where the cloud would help a lot, so that you guys don't have to worry about that, and you could both run at 32 cores.
Okay.
So what time did you say you have another meeting coming up?
I have a meeting at 11:30.
Okay.
So if you can go over a little bit quickly, the cloud thing, I'm interested.
Oh, it won't take too much of your time. I can quickly show this.
Okay, fine.
And then once we get the trial downloaded for you guys, we could do more of a hands-on approach to help you as well.
Sure.
So you just go into Ansys, cloud.ansys.com.
Okay.
Just a second, let me load this up.
Cool.
10mm was not our usually it's not our keeper.
Cool, because it'll fold so much.
So you want a pure LS Dyna, right? So you're
Correct.
not trying to do Ansys LS Dyna. So if you go into
No.
applications,
Right.
So before doing this, you will see an Ansys Cloud program that we use to transfer files. This is going to encrypt your files back and forth when it goes up and down, and this
Okay.
also compresses your files for faster upload. So you go to applications, all the way at the bottom you have LSTC LS Dyna solver. This is
Okay.
where you bring your own license and then use the cloud's hardware to run your jobs, right?
I see. I see.
So make sure you pick East US, that's where. So let's assume you have 64 CPUs, right? You can take this, or you can use 32.
Okay.
These are different machine configurations, and each machine's configuration is listed here. How much it will cost you per hour?
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
you can.
So let's see. Hold on. So it's gonna cost me, if I submit a job of 32 core in the cloud, it's gonna cost me $3 um, per hour. Am I correct?
Correct, but you can use a HB60 machine that will only cost $1.40 per hour, but you can reduce 60 to, let's say, 32. What this
So what
means
is the
is
difference between HB60 versus the other one that is HB 120? What is the difference between the two?
see, our cloud subscription is offered by Microsoft.
I
Okay,
see.
these are Microsoft's machines that have different configurations of CPUs.
I see.
So HB120 is a machine that has 120 CPUs in one node. HC has 44 CPUs in one node, and HB has 60 CPUs in one node. The difference is the HC is an older configuration. HB is a newer configuration. There is HB v2 and then HB v3. So if you want to see the documentation for what these machines are, I will send you the link. I don't understand all of them myself. It's more like high performance computing engineers.
So if
That's
I
their job.
understand, if I
Yeah,
understand the cloud computing, there's benefit, but as I understand that I have to have the license of LSDANA first of all. Am I correct?
correct, correct,
And
correct,
then I run my analysis instead of the tower that I have. I
hmm
run the analysis job in a Microsoft computer in the cloud, basically.
correct.
And so
Yes,
I'll be charged per the CPU hour that's listed. If I use
correct.
HB60, I'll be charged $1.40. If I use HB120, I'll be charged $3, something like this. So yeah, I see that. So basically, it has a benefit of it has a benefit that I don't have to purchase an upfront expensive high high powered computers. I
That's
assume these
correct.
are all high
Yeah,
powered computers. Am I correct?
these are these are given to us only for, let's say this is only for numerical analysis like LSDyna and Nastran, PAMcrash, those kind of softwares that use MPP to run the jobs.
Right. So are these HPC,
That's
high power
correct.
computing?
These are high power computing purely assigned for
I see.
our bigger analysis with models more than a million elements.
I see. So
Anything that your
basically,
local machine
right,
cannot handle.
right. So
And
basically, if it's
Brad,
a full vehicle um, crash model, you should be able to finish the job in 6 hours. Am I right?
How are you coming up with that number 6 hours?
Actually, I used to work in GM for a long number of years, and they had a very high-powered computer, which is basically we used to run the jobs in 380 CPU each
Okay.
job, and it
Okay.
is actually when I was there, we used to run in 190 some CPU, and the full vehicle crash job used to take maybe 20 hours at the time. Okay, but they were switching to they were making it double, so 380 something. So it was estimated that the job will be finished in 6 to 8 hours, 6 hours or 8 hours or 10 hours at best.
See, Brad, it
Right.
it is not linear. Okay, at some
No, I know.
point,
I understand that
yeah,
it's not linear.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
agree. I
Okay,
understand it's not linear.
yeah,
Um, but of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, it is. It is. It is. I haven't. I don't have a latest what do you call information as to with the 384 CPU how much the time has reduced to. But
okay,
I still recall that with 190, it used to get done anywhere from 20 hours to 24 hours.
okay,
Yeah, and either way, you guys are going from 16 cores to doubling that, so it should be much faster.
Okay.
And this per hour right now, we're giving you the cloud for a month for free to see how it goes. And you're exactly right. It saves you um, a bunch of upfront cost of buying a super powerful machine. Um, and obviously, as you guys know, with the chip shortage, it's almost impossible to get a new machine in a short amount of time anyways. So
Right.
um, we thought this was a good upfront um, solution. And these you see AEUs, it's called elastic currency. So you buy a certain amount of hours up front. The starting threshold is like 5,000. Um, so we could start there after the cloud if you guys are liking the speeds that you're getting. Um, and you could see how fast you guys move through those and if it makes sense to keep on using the cloud or look into purchasing a large machine if you guys want to keep utilizing the amount of cores you have.
I think it's a good option. I personally feel that
Mhm.
it's a good option, but I need to run it by um, our management actually to see how we can benefit out of it. So let me do one thing. If you can put put together a package, and if you can send it to me, okay, of the benefit of this and that of the cloud, so that I myself can put together another what do you call it, another presentation. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And I know that we would like to get a trial started for you guys. Do you have to put that past management before we start the trial,
Right.
or can
No,
that
I
kind
have
of
to.
help
Right.
start
I
with
have
the
to. I have
presentation
to
of?
get. Right. I have to get every. I have to get the I's dotted and the T's crossed before we jump into this, because I personally think that we'll benefit out of it.
Mhm.
But I need to run it by my vertical management to see where what direction they would like to have, and also like I need to see the other logistics also, like from our IT side, what logistics we need and how to set it up, or how to prep ourselves so that we can benefit.
Okay.
All right, I think it's 11:30. I got to head to another meeting right now. I'm sorry. So I'll be looking forward to a package that you can send to me, and I'll review that with my management to see um, uh, to 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 take their approval or take their buy into that. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much
And
again.
thank
yeah.
you, Rich. If you want to stay
Thank
on,
you.
we
Bye.
can kind of bring you up to speed. Um, we did record this meeting. Um,
Okay.
I'm going to stop recording right now.